Hi third graders, it's Miss Danny and I'm back with another text connections video for you. So the reason we make text connections, as a reminder, is so that we better understand the story. When you make connections or relationships between what you are reading and yourself, other text or things in the world, it actually helps your brain understand the story better. So we have three main text connections. Text to self, which is where you make a connection between the book and your own life experiences. Text to text, which is when you make a connection between the text and another text that you've read before. And text to world, which is when you make a connection between the text and events in the world. Events in the world can be things happening in the news, it can be movies, it can be music, but it's things that are happening in the world. So we are going to read the book Crankenstein, and I'm going to make some text connections. So this is Crankenstein, and it says, Anatomy of a Crankenstein. Serious hair scare. Beware of the stare. Runny nose woes. A sneer from ear to ear. Creaky, crampy, cranky shoulders. Can't resist making a fist. Hard to explain mystery stain. Untied shoe. In a little dog poo. Here we go. Crankenstein, written by Samantha Berger, illustrated by Dan Santat. Have you seen a Crankenstein? Oh, you would totally know if you had. You would say, "Good morning, how are you?" Crankenstein would say, "Meh." You would say, "Who wants pancakes?" Empty. Syrup. Crankenstein would say, "Meh." You would say, "Time for school." Crankenstein would say, "Meh." You might see Crankenstein when it's super rainy outside. Ooh, he looks grumpy. You know what? I'm going to pause here. I can make a text to self right here. I feel super grumpy or super Crankenstein-like when it's raining outside and I have to go do things because then I get all wet and it makes me really grumpy. So I can connect that just like Crankenstein, I feel cranky or grumpy when it's raining, but not just when it's raining and I have to go do things because then I get all wet. Or when it's extra cold on Halloween. Ooh, that's a grumpy Crankenstein. Or when it's way too hot for popsicles. Meh! Especially when it's way too hot for popsicles. You can be sure to find Crankenstein in a long, long line. 40-minute wait from this point. Crankenstein hates long, long lines. Or when it's time to take gross cough syrup. Crankenstein hates gross cough syrup. You'll definitely see Crankenstein when you say it's bedtime. Crankenstein hates when you say it's bedtime. Meh! Yes, that Crankenstein is some pretty scary business, all right. But just when you think that monster is here to stay, he might do something that surprises you. Because when a Crankenstein meets another Crankenstein, meh? It just might make him laugh. At least for now. because that Crankenstein, boink, oh, he'll be back. But definitely not today. And look, at the beginning it was all rainy and dark, and in the back it's all light and sunny. So this book, Crankenstein, was basically about, feeling cranky or grumpy. And so I made one text to self where I said, I definitely feel grumpy when it's raining outside and I have to go and do things because it makes me get all wet. And I really hate doing that. So that was my text to self. And then text to text. I know that when we read third grade Angels, Suds gets super cranky when his sister does anything that annoys him. And so he turns into a Crankenstein when that happens. And text to world. In the movie The Grinch, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Grinch is a giant Crankenstein. He's a giant Crankenstein the whole time. He's even green like the Crankenstein. And he's a Crankenstein because he feels like nobody loves him and like he's not part of the community. And so just like at the end of the book in Crankenstein, when he turns back into a human, the Grinch grows his heart when he realizes that he's part of the community and he actually cares about the things. So today in reading, you are making text connections. You're not just making any text connection though, you're trying to make a deep text connection. So you're trying to really think of a specific thing that you can connect the text to.